I look over on the side of my eye and I see this shadow and the guy smoking a cigarette, and I was like, whoa, it's David Bowie.
Hey, it's Matt Pinfield. I'm still here for the Just for One Day Bowie celebration. I got the chance to sit down with Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins to talk about what David Bowie means to him. Taylor sang lead on Rock and Roll Suicide from the Ziggy Stardust album. Let's hear a bit of that right now.
Time takes a cigarette and it puts it in your mouth. You pull on your finger, then another finger, then your cigarette. Well, the wall-to-wall is calling, lingers, but then you forget, 'cause it's so your rock and roll suicide.
Good to see you, Taylor.
You too, brother.
Wanted to ask you about your love for David Bowie because we're doing this tribute. When did you discover Bowie?
The first thing was Let's Dance,
Yeah.
because I was maybe 9
Yeah.
or 10 when it came out, and it was huge, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I loved that, like everyone did.
Yeah.
My dad, I think, had the cassette
Yeah.
in the car. But as I've done with a lot of bands, I instead of just stopping there, you kind of go backwards.
Yeah.
I did it with Queen. I did it with so many bands. And so I just kind of started. I remember buying the single for Young Americans and thinking, wow, this is nothing like Let's Dance. And then I think I bought the, I remember going to a garage sale and buying the Man Who Fell to Earth, Low, the album Low.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Like I needed, and then I got the Ziggy concert album for Christmas, probably, within that year. And that became my favorite. Like, that's how I kind of discovered a lot of his entire early sort of catalog.
Yeah. And it's a great album. It
sounds terrible, but it's amazing.
does sound terrible, but it's the performances, right?
The performances are great. Yeah, I mean, they're just a great loose rock and roll band, and Bowie's he's the best.
Yeah, he was amazing. So,
I mean, anyone who influenced, I mean, he was just, I don't think there would be a Queen if there wasn't David Bowie. I really think that those guys, I know that they followed him around. They would go, they saw the first Ziggy show. I'm talking about the guys from Freddie and Roger.
Yeah.
They would travel around to go see him play. And Roger was even into him when he was kind of doing his Bob Dylan thing before he became the peacock with the orange mullet, doing Ziggy. So, I mean, what can you say? I mean, he's just from Jane's Addiction to Queen to Susie and the Banshees to everywhere around. I mean, I just think he's like in the top 5 most influential sort of band artists.
Absolutely, he is. Did you?
I saw him in concert too.
Yeah, and let's talk about his concert and talk about
and reality tour.
And you met him as well, right? So
I met him. Yeah, it was funny enough. When I was playing with Alanis over in England, we were playing at the NEC in Birmingham, I think.
Yeah,
and
it is in Birmingham.
Yeah, and it was just. It must have been around the time. What album was that? He was doing the one where he had the English trench coat behind.
Was that
Earthling?
Earthling,
maybe Earthling.
Yeah.
And I just started playing with Alanis, and she exploded, and that record exploded. So we went from like playing clubs to like, oh, we're gonna do a show with David Bowie at NEC, and it was like a TV show, taped for, I don't know if it was the BBC or something like that, and. I mean, so we watched them sound check, and we're just like, oh, this is amazing. And he's sitting there smoking his Gitan, cigarettes. And so I went to go warm up before the show started. And it was like a taped TV show. And I don't even think it was a full crowd. I think it was like they brought in a small sort of studio audience at the NEC. So I was working out, or just kind of getting warmed up on my drum set. And I look over on the side of my eye, and I see this shadow and the guy smoking a cigarette, and I just look over, and it's him. It's David Bowie. And I was like, whoa. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was sorry. Like, I was am I interrupting? Should I not be playing right now?" kind of thing. And he goes, "Oh no, keep going. Go on, play. I don't know what you're playing with."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." So I kept playing for a couple more minutes, and then I stopped, and he was like, "You're really good, man. Really good." And I was just like, "Oh, thank you. You're David Bowie. What do you say?"
Yeah.
And he was really nice, and then we went to the Brit Awards. We played the Brit Awards that year. Jarvis Cocker pulled down Michael Jackson's.
Yeah, like the Michael Jackson incident.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson incident. Oasis was there, just being smartasses. And, and it was just an amazing time to be in England, period, because London was really swinging, Oasis and Blur, that whole thing going on.
Great Britpop period.
Yeah, the whole Britpop thing.
Supergrass, who you took on the road.
Supergrass, right? Yeah. And Bowie was there too. And I accidentally bumped into him, or he bumped into me. And then he blamed it on someone else, like as a joke. He was just, you could just tell he was a really, what's the word I'm looking for? He just easy.
Yeah, cool, charming, but
charming and
open.
Easy and cool, and he didn't have a air and graces of being like, "Oh, everyone move, I'm David Bowie." He really seemed like kind of one of the boys too. Like he really didn't seem like this kept sort of. I mean, that's just my view of just being around him in a very small way. But he really did seem like just kind of this earth.
Yeah.
Even though when he gets on stage and he becomes this otherworldly figure, and he just looks like an alien,
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that happened with his eye, but getting punched in the eye by his friend.
Getting punched in the eye by his best friend or some chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he has different color eyes, which just was perfect for him,
And for the characters he played.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So I know you've been a fan for a long time. With the bands, with Heavy Metal, Coattail Riders, the other things, has Bowie been in your repertoire?
Oh,
before?
yeah.
Tell me about some of the songs that you did over that.
We have done Ziggy. We've done Rock and Roll Suicide. We've done Hang On to Yourself. We've done. We did. There's a long version of it. We actually recorded it at the Foo Fighters studio, just live, and then I think I overdubbed vocals. And it's Width of a Circle.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite Bowie songs of all time.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
So we did that. So yeah.
But and I love that you guys have covered Bowie and you do it. And one of the things that I've loved about what you do with the Foo Fighters too, and your cover bands, but even in the Foos, all the cool covers that you guys do. And you'll sing some, Dave will sing some.
Yeah.
And I love.
Oh yeah, I didn't say Under Pressure, obviously.
Yeah, Under Pressure, and it's to me that's one of the things. You guys have always been ambassadors, but it's also that love letter to rock and roll.
Absolutely,
love.
Well, I mean, Dave, even Nirvana did "Man Who Sold the World."
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
I think that you should be respectful to your elders and the ones who showed you how to do it. I mean, all my records are my music teachers, from Bowie to Queen to Jane's Addiction to everything, and it's fun to kind of try and be them sort of for a second,
Even for 5 minutes, right?
Even for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's totally fun. I could continue doing different covers forever.
Yeah. And I'm sure you will. There'll be some great stuff coming
definitely.
up. Taylor, thanks for taking the time to step in before you guys get ready to perform and everything for the Bowie thing. But it's so good to see you, man. Always.
It's so good to see you, Matt. Always good to see you. Every time I see you.
Yeah. I
love you,
it,
pal.
Man. Absolutely. Love you too, brother. It's so good. Thanks again for doing this.
Of course.
Taylor Hawkins, of course, from Foo Fighters and Ground Control for the Bowie celebration we call Just for One Day. Next time you join us, we'll be joined by Jane's Addiction guitarist Dave Navarro to talk about his love for David Bowie.